I live at Cypress Cove. It's a premier life plan community located just south of Fort Myers, Florida. Amongst the many amenities I appreciate is the transportation service. It includes a fleet of fancy cars that can chauffeur residents wherever they'd like to go, and it's free if medically related. There are buses for larger groups, utility carts for staff use. They call them golf carts, but I never see any clubs on the back. And here's one of the 15-passenger shuttle carts used to ferry people around campus. Pretty nice, huh? But more special than these vehicles are the people operating the system. In this video, you're going to meet Paul Martelloni. He's our transportation supervisor, and I wanted you to learn more about him.
This is where Paul lives during the day. Paul, what are your typical hours?
My typical hours start at 5:30 in the morning to about 3:30, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. The staffing that I have is all retired guys, so I just want to make sure to be on the safe side that they're in, and if not, I'm here to back up for them.
Well, how long have you been at Cypress Cove?
It'll be 4 years next week.
Okay, and how did you even arrive here in the first place? What's your background, and how did you hear about a job here?
My background, years ago, I was a heavy equipment operator up in New Jersey, and I retired from that. But then we landed in we landed in Cape Coral, I should say, and I was there 6 weeks, got the house together, and I started putting in for a job, and I woke up one morning at 2 o'clock in the morning, and there was a job for a driver for Cypress Cove, and I applied. The next day I got a phone call to come in for an interview. I came in for the interview, and I was a PRN for 3 days. PRN driver is basically on call. And then after 3 days I went full-time. After 10 months I went to be a supervisor, and that's where I'm at now.
Must have done something right to impress somebody.
I guess I did. I'm not sure, but sometimes. But I do. I've done transportation before. Up in Baltimore, I started a company for a friend of mine, and it worked very well to this day. He's up to 62 vehicles.
So, Paul, where did your ancestors originally come from?
My grandmother's from Sicily on my mother's side. My father's side is from Rome, Italy. My grandmother and grandfather came over when they were 13, and they came over to New York, and they went through New York and everything. They landed in South Philly, down near Pat's Steakhouse, and to this day we still have that house there as a family. We rented it out. In fact, we have like 4 houses there.
Yeah.
And so we go over there every once in a while when we're around. So growing up in Trenton, New Jersey, where we ended up landing when I was young, I was born in St. Francis Hospital in Trenton, and it was considered as Chambersburg area. It's a little Italian section. Back then you had your Italian section, and you had your Polish section, you had your Irish sections, and you know how they section everything off.
Well, never the two should meet?
No, well, they meet just to go out to eat. We were known, Chambersburg was known for a lot of places for restaurants and everything. And my father was well known, and he knew a guy that owned a restaurant, casino restaurant. I started working there when I was 12. Back then it was child labor law, so they hid me in the back doing all the prep work.
Okay.
So that's where I got a lot of cooking experience at. I worked there when I was 15. I was able to come out to the grill, and I worked night shift. And so I worked there until I was about, I want to say 19. And then I went and moved on to heavy equipment operators.
Are you still cooking today?
Yes, I do cook today. I bake for the holidays. I cook for the holidays every Sunday, even dinner and everything. If my wife's not cooking, I'm cooking.
Do you have a signature dish on the baking?
On the baking, I do my Italian biscottis, yes. Ooh. I make them all the time, about once or twice a month.
Yeah.
Yeah, for the baking. We do the Italian cheesecake and all that. We enjoy it.
Do you have children?
I do. I have one daughter, and I have one grandson. In fact, the grandson's with me right now, and so he enjoys cooking. He came down, he bought his own set of knives, and he's got his apron and everything he puts on, and he gets right in the kitchen with my wife or I.
Sounds like he must like it.
Yeah, he loves it, you know, and he enjoys making tacos. So he does. I cook the meat off, and he'll do all the prep work for the lettuce and the tomatoes and the jalapenos and all that. You know, and he enjoys cooking. He's 10 years old.
Yeah. So you've been doing this job, transportation supervisor at Cypress Cove for 4 years, you said?
Yes, it'll be 4 years next week.
Now, it seems to me to be a daunting job. I mean, there's no regular schedule, so to speak, so you're constantly in the answering a need.
Yes, you are.
How do you do that?
You got to get a knack for it. It does at times get complicated. There's days that I have 28 residents going out, and within a 3-hour time, and it works good. You know, I mean, I have good drivers, and they understand, and we do what we have to do to help you residents.
And it's very personal. I mean, your pickup points and your drop-off points are pretty much right where the person wants them. I mean, it's not like you're driving everybody from the rotunda. You're picking them up at their door, etc.
Yes, they get picked up at the wing door, and then what we do, we guarantee that you get there on time for your appointment. We do the best we can to pick you up.
How many drivers, and are they all part-time?
I have one full-time position, and the rest are all part-time. 8 drivers is part-time, yes.
Okay. To make it easier for residents and you, what's the suggested way to line up a ride?
A majority of them use K4 to set up a ride, and a lot of them use basically call me. You know, once in a while I'll get a note in my mailbox. Like the ones that I get a note in my mailbox is when they have 10 appointments in a month. Like basically if they're going to physical therapy.
Okay.
But usually they call. If they don't call, they go use K4 if you get some of the residents. We try to help the residents as much as we can to get them to their doctor's appointments. Yes, we do other appointments, like to the airport or to any an accountant or anything like that. At a charge, we do that. So
explain again. Transportation is free. If what?
It's free within a 15-mile radius of your doctor.
Okay.
From here.
Medical
appointments,
yeah.
Yes.
Are you also responsible for the shuttle devices?
Yes, for the golf carts?
Yeah.
Yes, I'm the one that's responsible for all the golf carts, yes. I ended up taking that over just before the storm. I took that over for all the golf carts.
So you're saying all the golf carts. So is that both the ones that I see employees using?
Yes, it's all the ones the employees use, yes.
Security?
Security, and also your home health, or not home health. Well, Cypress Living does have one. After the storm, we lost everything. We lost all our cars, we lost all our buses, and we lost all our golf carts. So we, little by little.
Virtually 100% turnover of vehicles.
Yes, 100% turnover of vehicles.
Now the vehicles, what's your total vehicle fleet?
Total vehicles, we have 6 vehicles. For transportation, marketing has 1, so that makes 7. And then we have a van for I want it for maintenance or for renovations and all that, or anybody that needs it, as you know, through the company. And then we have the 2 buses right now, and about 2 weeks ago we landed a chassis for the bus, for the new one, that That's going to be upgraded to the high back seats like the one that we had that we lost during the storm. That was the first one that we lost. And it's going to have TVs on it also.
Then you'll be up to 3 buses.
And we'll be up to 3 buses, and we'll be fully loaded with all the vehicles. So
Now, have you in any way personally been involved with the purchase of all these new vehicles?
yes, I have. I've been with all the vehicles, all the golf carts, and the buses, yes.
What do you enjoy most about working at Cypress Cove?
Speaking with the residents, because I love their stories. I'll be honest with you. I mean, different people, different what they did in life is a big thing. And working with the employees here, the employees are great. Leadership is awesome. I mean, they run a tight ship, and that's good. And I'm happy they take care of all the employees and the residents, and we got to do what we have to do as the day go on to move on.
Anything else? Parting words?
No, not really. Hopefully everybody enjoys our service. I know they do. I hear a lot of good about it and everything, and I try to do the best job I can.
And you do good.
Thank you. Thank you.
We thank Cypress Cove for its forethought regarding transportation. And we thank Transportation Supervisor Paul Martelloni for adding his personal touch to the equation. Also, all those caring drivers who help get us to where we need to go with such patience and grace.
Hey Jennifer, how are you? Good. Going to Bahama Breeze today.
Going to Bahama Breeze on a breezy day.
Is this Juliet's or
Yes,
what?
it's
Yes, it
Juliet's.
What the heck is Juliet's?
Well, it's
Just like the Romeo.
Just us ladies indulging, eating out or something like
Oh
that.
wow, I never knew they had that.
Yeah.
I never
Something
like
like
the
that.
Romeos. They always have retired old men day out.
Yeah.
That's
So
what the
if you
Romeos
ask
are for.
Wendy Post, she'll know what Juliet stands for.
All right.
Okay.
You go on a lot of
Okay.
these adventures, don't you?
They're fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Plus, I like to eat.
Yeah. Don't we all?